Well, howdy do. I've got a special one here, the Ballantine India Pale Ale. It's a beautiful color, kind of a... Oh, wow. It's gorgeous. Wow, kind of a, I guess kind of a copper color, I would say. Oh, wow, the nose is exquisite. It's a little sweet on the nose, little malt sweetness, which isn't unusual for traditional IPA. Not the light body fruity stuff that we've got today, but for traditional IPA. Oh, wow, that's gorgeous. I'm going to read just a touch from their bottle here, though. First introduced in America in the late 1800s, Ballantine IPA was a beer for connoisseurs. Excuse me. It has been credited as an inspirational influence for the present-day craft beer revolution in America, handcrafted by our master brewers, not masturbators. This delightfully hoppy brew resurrects its deep heritage and storied past to embody an IPA worthy of the original Ballantine name. For well over a century, the interlocking Borromean rings showcased on our label have come to signify purity, body, and flavor, just like the delicious Ballantine IPA inside. We hope you enjoy it. 7.2, 70 IBUs, they say on the website. They stop short on the website of saying that it is the original recipe. They don't quite get there. They do say that the original versions were aged in oak barrels for a year. They say this one is done differently using some kind of proprietary method where it all touches oak. I don't know if they're using oak staves, if they're using oak chips. At some point, the beer touches oak. Let me have a drink since I've talked for 2 minutes now. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. Holy cow. Wow. The way the craft beer, the craft IPA has gone the last few years, this one feels so different. It is a throwback. It feels like an actual India Pale Ale, and not what we've come to recognize as American craft IPAs. And what I'm saying is everything hits you in the spot it's supposed to on your palate. You're greeted with some big malts early on. Well, I mean, not huge, but it has a nice body to it. I'd just call it a medium-bodied beer. But it does have 70 IBUs, so there's plenty of hops. So let's try to describe what I'm getting here. The nose is very fragrant. Again, there's a touch of sweetness that gives way to some very earthy hops. And it's the hops that feel different than what's going around today. They don't say exactly what's in here, but I'm just getting some different flavors that are just knocking my taste buds out. It's beautiful. I am a guy that likes tradition. I do love the craft beer movement, and I love that American craft beer specifically. I love what we've done, that we've taken existing styles and we've morphed them into other things. I'm okay with that. In fact, I think that's great for craft beer in general. But I'm a guy that also loves tradition and nostalgia, and I think sometimes that gets lost among younger drinkers. Tend to forget tradition. You talk to many younger drinkers who have no idea who Michael Jackson is, and I'm talking about the beer writer. I'm not talking about the pseudo pop star. I'm talking about the beer writer. And that's frustrating to me, especially you see younger folks that that may be taken seriously in the craft beer movement, that don't seem to understand tradition or don't seem to understand style. There are so many out there. I see so many blogs and so much on social media where folks just don't understand style. They understand what they like in a style, but they don't understand the tradition of a specific style. And I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. I don't think you can. You have to keep moving forward, but sometimes you got to go backwards a little bit and able to move forward. You have to understand the past. You have to understand tradition to understand where it's going now. That's the way I feel about it anyway. This is a beautiful beer. I need to thank a few folks, and I should have thanked at the beginning, and I meant to, but then I ramble like I do. I'm not exactly sure. This took a few passes to get to me, so I'm going to mention everybody that I personally know that was involved. And if I miss somebody, I apologize. Eric Beerbiker, John Starodumsky, and Red Rooster. And if there's somebody else, please let me know so I can put them in as a footnote later. But wow. This really is a beautiful beer. I wish I could get it out here. I would really, I think I'd cream my jeans if I was able to try it on tap. I wish I had a 6-pack of this. Some of my friends have real discerning taste buds. I know John can decipher a beer, but sometimes it takes me 3, 4, 5, and 6 to really, I've been, sometimes I notice something on that 4th beer that I didn't on the 1st, and I think this is going to be one of these beers that you really notice flavors later. It feels different than anything out there. It's very fragrant, but it's very earthy. It's not that big fruity stuff that's out there right now. I'm not knocking those beers, don't get me wrong, because I enjoy them from time to time. They certainly have their place. But man, sometimes it's nice to have an IPA that's really got some meat on its bones. That just, that there's some body. It's got a lot of hops, but there's some body there for those hops to hang on to. I mean, let's be honest. Hops are meant to, kind of season or, just add flavor to the beer. They're not meant to be the whole beer. And the problem with a lot of these beers that have such a light body and such high hops is they tend to feel like over-seasoned food at some point. You know what I mean? I mean, it's got all the seasonings, it's got all the herbs that you like, but it's on a really thin piece of meat where the first few bites taste really good, but at some point all you're tasting is that seasoning and you can't taste the meat anymore. Well, that's how I feel about what a lot of IPAs have become. This one is toothy, man. It's big. It feels good. I mean, it's 7.2%, I believe the website said. Oh. I don't know what hops they're using, but I'm almost feeling like Fuggles. I don't know if Fuggles is in here or not, but it kind of feels like Fuggles to me. Could be something else. Hey, I'm not always right. I'm just taking a shithouse guess. I'm not afraid to be wrong, but it just feels different than anything else. So I want to thank those folks that got this beer to me. This is absolutely gorgeous, so I want to sit back and enjoy the rest of it. Thank you very much.